imagine happening to us is what happened. And it's easy for a brother to go there, and we're trying to regulate our emotions around all of this stuff. There was in 2013 when I first started to write this, I was incredibly scared to tell my sisters this is what I was going to do. Um, because I knew if I told them, look, I want to write a book from a brother's perspective because there's nothing out there like that. And other men who've experienced this and who are carrying this burden need to know they're not alone. And other sisters who are not bringing their brothers into the conversation need to know this is what we're dealing with. So I called my second oldest sister, Cameron, and I said, look, I want to talk to you. I want to write a book about what me and the three other have gone through. And she said, okay, come over and we'll talk about it. So I'm I know I have stepped on something that is sacred to her and my three other sisters. And I know I am going to get yelled at. I know I'm going to just get all this rage. So I go to her house and we're standing outside her garage and she says, oh, okay, what is it? And before I start to tell her, I am visibly shaking. I start crying because in the process of not doing this, I know I'm a brother who believes what it means to be a brother to sisters is to protect their honor, and I have not done it. I have not been allowed to. I've been left out of the conversation. The protective instincts are getting darker and darker and darker, and I have to do something. So I tell her, I'm going to write this book from a brother's perspective. And I want you to know, and I'm going to call the other three, or certainly two of the other three, because one I hadn't spoken to still after all this came out in 77. We're talking now 2013. And I'm just a mess. And she says to me, well, of course you should write a book. I'm like, what are you talking about? You guys said we couldn't talk about it, couldn't even come to you guys. And she said, well, it's your story. In fact, all the boys should write a story. It's not a girl story, but you should write a story. And it really caught me off guard because it realized the power that I had not activated was to feel the fear and do it anyway. Like the book by Susan Jeffers, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway.